Hello and welcome to Setup Phase. In this video we will be playing Kinfire Delve Scorn's Stockade. I'm almost completed with the setup, so let's see what we have. We will be going against Scorn and our seeker will be Naz. Scorn's ability says that each time you choose to not play an action card on your turn and roll a darkness, you gain 1 exhaustion. If we decide to attempt any challenges without playing any card and we roll the darkness symbol, we will gain 1 exhaustion. The 4 challenges around the Well Master are the Obelisk, which says that if there are 2 other copies of the Obelisk in play, we lose the game. If we complete it, we get to charge our lantern. If we fail, we delve upwards 1. The Empty Priest, which says that if you fail all other copies of the Empty Priest in play, for every card you cannot discard, suffer 3 damage. When we fail the challenge, we need to discard a card from our hand. So if our hand is empty, we will take 3 damage. If we complete it, we delve 2 cards down. Next, we have the Silent Judge, which says that if failed, attach the top card of the well deck to Scorn. So we put the top card of the well deck beside Scorn, and it could have negative effects when we reach the last fight. And we have Looming Statue, which says that at the end of each turn, remove 2 progress from this challenge. If we failed, we take 2 damage. If we complete it, we delve 4 cards down. We start with 10 health. Naz's special ability says that at start of each of your turns, Naz may move 1 progress from any challenge to any other challenge. So we can freely move progress around so we can complete the challenges easier. Since we're playing solo, we will draw 8 cards. I've already shuffled the deck. Let's see what the cards are. Let's start by playing Orcish Senses. This gives us 3 progress. We can attempt a red or a blue challenge card, and says that before this action, draw 3 cards from the well deck, discard any traps, and return the rest to the top of the deck in any order. Let's draw 3 cards, and all of them are combat or events. I don't think it will affect us much, so let's leave them as they are. We will be attempting the Obelisk. We have 3 progress. I will not boost it. Let's just roll the dice. We were looking for blue faces of the dice and light. We had none. We only have 3 progress on the card. Since we failed, we delve upwards 1 card. And the Orcish Senses gets discarded. We have completed our turn, and we go on to the next turn. Naz states that at the start of each of your turns, Naz may move 1 progress from any challenge to any other challenge. I will move 1 progress from the Obelisk to the Silent Judge. I will be playing Shroud against the Silent Judge. This adds 2 progress and 2 other progress if this action is boosted, and I will boost it with Inevitable. This is a white boost card, and I can use it against the Silent Judge. It adds +1 to the progress, but since it's a combat, it adds +3. We have 2 from the Shroud, from the card, +2 because it's boosted, and another 3 because it's combat. 4, 7, 8, we need just 2 symbols in order to complete it. Let's roll the die. And we were lucky, we have 2 blue, a darkness, which doesn't matter. Let's count them again. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, plus 1, which is already on the silent judge. It's enough in order to complete it. We discard the cards. The judge is completed. We delve 5 cards. Yeah. And we replace the challenge. This is an obstacle, the courtroom. If we complete it, we heal 3 life. If we fail, we lose 3 life and attach it to Scorn. The turn has ended. We go on to the next turn. Let's try to complete the obelisk. I will use Tidal Force. This adds 2 progress. It says that we can discard it at the start of the turn to redistribute progress between the cards, but I will not do so. Let us just roll. We have 1 black, 1 light, 2 from the card, which is enough to complete the obelisk. We discard the card that we played, we put the obelisk in the completed cards pile, and the reward is to charge our lantern. At the end of the turn, we draw another challenge. The oubliette. The value of each action is reduced by 1, which means that whenever we add progress, we add 1 less to every card until we get rid of this card. It has no penalties or rewards for completing the challenge. Since we have no penalties or rewards, let's use Rush, which adds 3 progress to the oubliette, and after the action we may draw a card. It's a green challenge. We have 1 green die face and the light. In total, 5 progress on the card. We discard the Rush. We draw a card because of its effect. And we move on to the next. The value of each action is reduced by 1, so actually we only add 4 progress. For the next turn, I will use Nez's ability to move 1 progress to the courtroom. I will be playing Duel of Honor. This is a 4 progress card. This action cannot be boosted. And we roll the dice. Of course, we go against the oubliette because it's the only green card. We have 4 from the card, 5, 6, minus 1 because of the text on the oubliette, which is 5. We discard the card and we continue to the next turn. At the beginning of the turn, I will move 1 progress to the looming statue. I will be playing Alter, our lantern, against the looming statue. It says that if completed, attach the challenge you are attempting to this card, and copies of any challenge attached to this card are immediately discarded from play. We have 1 progress, 5 from the lantern, 6. 8. And I will boost it with 2 other cards. Let us roll the dice. And we have a full house. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, more than enough to complete the challenge. We discard the cards. We attach the looming statue to our lantern, but first we will delve 4 cards. And then we fill out the row. An event. Complete all combats, then lose half of your remaining life, round it up, then discard this card. There is only one combat. Don't think there's a reason to complete it. At the beginning of the turn, I will move another progress from the oubliette to the courtroom. I have no cards that I can play. I could just roll the dice, but that will mean that if I roll a darkness, I will get an exhaustion. Considering this, I will just discard the last card and exhaust to draw a new hand of card. The first exhaustion is guilt-ridden. If haunted and estranged are also in play, lose the game. So there are two other cards in the exhaustion deck. If ever the darkness is rolled when Fane plays Hunted by the Past, lose the game. We are not playing as Fane. We do not need to worry about that part of the card. We just need to be sure that we do not draw the other two cards. And we draw a new hand of 8 cards. At the beginning of the next turn, I will be moving another progress from the oubliette. This time to the Empty Priest. I will be playing Leadership against the oubliette again. We need to get rid of that card. It says that after this action, if it was boosted, I can either charge the lantern or discard an exhaustion card, and I will boost it with Intimidate for 2 other progress. Let's roll the dice. We have only 1 progress extra, but remember that we need to reduce the value by 1. In total, we have 1 plus 2, 3. We discard the 2 cards. Considering that it was boosted, we also charge our lantern. It is the end of the turn, nothing to replace. We go on to the next turn. We use the ability of Naz again. We move another progress to the Empty Priest. I will use the lantern in order to attack the Empty Priest. It adds 5 progress, -1 because of the oubliette, so 4. We only need 1 dice to be the correct color. And we have white, which is more than enough. We attach the card to the lantern and we delve 2 cards. At the end of the turn, we replace the well challenges. Now we have the Icy Shackles. It says that we delve 4 cards if we succeed. If we fail, we need to discard 2 cards. Actions may be boosted with 1 less card. Every time we try to boost, we can only boost with 1 card as opposed to the maximum of 2. At the beginning of the turn, I move 1 progress to the Icy Shackles, and I will play Shattering Blow. It has 5 progress. It says that before this action, discard 1 card. If you cannot discard this action instead of resolving it. I will discard Probe. Probe says that while this card is on top of your discard pile, any played actions gain +1 to their value. The progress that we will be make is 5 plus 1 from Probe being at the top of the discard pile. We also need to reduce it by 1 because of the oubliette. Let's roll the dice. We add 2 progress from the dice as well, which is enough to complete the Icy Shackle. We put it in the complete pile and delve 4 cards down. Discard the card that we use and replace the card with the Parliament. It is a combat card. If we complete it, we deal 4 cards. If we failed, we take 2 damage. Each time you roll a darkness, we suffer 1 damage, and this is a global effect. The only card that I could use against the new card is Quick Thinking, but I will not be able to complete it. Considering all of this, at the beginning of the turn, I will use Naz's ability to move 1 other progress from the oubliette to the courtroom, and I will activate the event for this turn. I complete all combats, then lose half of the remaining health rounded up, then discard this card. The card is discarded. I complete the Parliament, which allows me to delve 4 cards. And I also need to decrease my health by half. At the end of the turn, I need to replace the challenges around the Well Master. The first one is Bound Prisoner. It is a red combat challenge. If we complete it, we delve 3 cards. If we fail, we take 1 damage. If there is excess progress on this challenge when completed, attach this card to Scorn after completing it. So we want to complete it with no excess progress on it. And the next card is a Bound Prisoner. If completed, we delve 3 cards. If failed, we suffer 1 damage. If there is excess progress on this challenge when completed, attach it to Scorn after completing it. It is now the beginning of the next turn. I will use Naz's ability, move another progress to the courtroom, and I will play Warrior's Instinct. It says that before attempting a combat, draw 2 cards, and I will go against the Bound Prisoner, the red card, which is a combat. Let's draw 2 cards first. And roll the dice. We have 3 progress from the card, 1 from the dice, -1 from the oubliette. We are still at 3. We failed the challenge. We take 1 damage as fail. And we discard the Warrior's Instinct. On the next turn, I will move another progress from the oubliette to the courtroom and play Tough as Nails. It says that we can ignore any damage you suffered this turn. I will be going against the Bound Prisoner with 2 progress from the card. And the dice give us another 2 progress. We subtract 1 from the oubliette, which means that in total we add 3 more progress to the card. We discard Tough as Nail and move on to the next turn. At the beginning of the next turn, I will take another progress from the oubliette and add it to the Bound Prisoner. It has 7 progress on it, which is enough to complete it. We put it in the complete challenge pile and we delve 3 cards as a reward. We will only fill the card at the end of the turn. For the next turn, we will play Calm Under Fire. It says that if you suffer any damage this turn, you can draw 1 card for each damage you suffer. I will be going against the Bound Prisoner. We only had 1 progress from the die, 3 -1 from the oubliette, only 2 progress. We suffer 1 damage as a fail consequences, and we draw 1 card from the Calm Under Fire. We discard the card, move on to the end of the turn where we fill out the challenges. Another Bound Prisoner, this time in green. It is the next turn. I will take 1 progress from the oubliette and add it to the courtroom. I will be playing Tidal Force. It says that we can discard at the start of the turn to redistribute progress between cards, but I will not be doing so. I will be playing it against the courtroom for 2 progress. And we rolled 2 blue dice, which is enough to complete the courtroom. We add it to the completed challenge pile, and as a reward we heal 3 life, and we're back up to 6. We discard the card that we played and replace it. We now have Glyphs of Forever. If we complete it, we delve 1 card. If we fail it, we take 1 damage. When completed, shuffle this card with the top 3 cards of the wild deck before delving. So it will come back instead of completing it the challenge. For the next turn, I will be playing Fist of Wind. Before the turn, I will move another progress to the Bound Prisoner. Fist of Wind, I will be playing against the green Bound Prisoner. It says that if you fail a combat, we ignore the penalty. We have 2 progress, 2 from the dice, -1 from the oubliette, 3 progress. We discard the card that we played and we go on to the next turn. This turn I will be playing Orcish Senses against the Bound Prisoner. Before this action, draw 3 cards from the well, discard any traps, then return the rest to the top of the deck in any order. We have a combat, another combat, and another combat. Let's roll the dice. 3 progress and nothing on the dice. -1 from the oubliette, only 2 progress. And we also take 1 damage. We discard Orcish Senses and we go on to the next turn. For the next turn, I will take 1 progress from Bound Prisoner and add it to the other Bound Prisoner. And I will be playing Quick Thinking, going against the oubliette. And only 1 progress. We discard Quick Thinking and we go on to the next turn. At the beginning of the next turn, we have no cards, so we need to exhaust. We have found Discarded. This says that if Regretful and Traumatized are also in play, lose the game. They are not. If Asha discards Asha's Dagger, lose the game. We're not playing as Asha. We don't need to worry about that part. And we draw our new hand of cards. At the beginning of the turn, I will also move 1 progress to Bound Prisoner. It now has 7 progress on it, and it completes. For completing it, we get to delve 3 cards. We only have green challenges, which means we can only go against green cards. I will be playing Rush against the oubliette. We have 3 progress from the card, 2 from the dice, -1 from the oubliette, up to 4. The card says that after this action we get to draw another card. At the end of the turn, we also fill the challenge row. We have the Soul Mask. If we complete it, we delve 2 cards. If we fail, we take 1 damage. For each card you draw, either discard a card or suffer 1 damage. This is in effect until we complete this card. For the next turn, I will be using Shattering Blow. But before that, I will move one progress to the Soul Mask. Shattering Blow says before this action, discard one card. I will discard the Probe, which adds +1 to values, since it's the top card of the discard pile. And let's roll the dice. We have 5 from the card, 1 from Probe being on top of the discard pile, and 1 from the dice, -1 from the Oubliette, in total 6. Soul Mask has already a progress on it, which is enough to complete it. For completing the challenge, we delve 2 cards. At the end of the turn, we refill it. We have another bound prisoner, this time with blue color. For the next turn, I will take 1 progress from Oubliette and put it on the bound prisoner, and play Duel of Honor against the Oubliette. 4 progress from the card, 2 from the dice, -1, for a total of 5. We complete the turn and we move on to the next turn. For the next turn, I will move 1 progress from the Oubliette to the green bound prisoner, and I will be playing Inevitable against the blue bound prisoner, and we roll the dice. It's a blue card. We rolled only 1 light. 3, 4 progress, -1 from the Oubliette makes it a 3, and we take 1 damage as a fail consequences. We discard Inevitable. We go on to the next turn. I will be using Wind Mastery, but before that, let's move another progress to the bound prisoner. I will be going against the Oubliette. 2, 3, 4, -1 makes it a 3. This says that after this action, you may return this card to your hand by discarding any other card. I will discard Dauntless because we have no red challenges. On the next turn, I will do the same. I will take 1 progress from the Oubliette and move it to the bound prisoner and roll the dice. 2 + 1, -1, which is 2 again. Let's do the same. I will discard Shrouded in order to keep the Wind Mastery. At the beginning of the turn, move another card to another progress to bound prisoner, and play Wind Mastery against the Oubliette again. This time we have 2 + 2 for the dice, 4 -1, 3 again. I will not be discarding the next card, and I will just discard Wind Mastery. We move on to the next turn. I will take 1 progress from the Oubliette to add to the bound prisoner, and I will be playing Intimidate. This says that we don't roll this turn, we add 1 progress to every challenge, then we delve 2 for every challenge that we complete. So we add 1 progress to each, and the only card that we have completed for now is the bound prisoner. We delve 3 cards from the bound prisoner and 2 cards from the Intimidate. In total, 5 cards. At the end of the turn, we refill, which is Harmony's Plaza. If we complete it, we delve 3 cards. If we fail, we take 1 damage. If failed, suffer 3 more damage for every combat in play. At the beginning of the next turn, we have no more cards. We need to exhaust ourselves, which is Haunted. It goes with Guilt Ridden. If Core uses his Lantern, we lose the game, but we're not playing as Core. We draw up cards to our hand limit. begin the next turn, I will be playing Rush to finally get rid, hopefully, of the oubliette. We have 3 progress from Rush, 1 from Dice is enough to finally complete this card. Rush says that after this action we get to draw a card. And we move on to the next turn by filling the challenge row. We have Scorn's Vault. If completed, we can either lose an exhaustion or delve 5 cards, and if we fail, we take 2 damage. At the beginning of next turn, I will move 1 card, 1 progress to the bound prisoner, and use Intimidate again. It says that we don't roll and add 1 progress to every other challenge. And 1 progress to the bound prisoner will make it 7. Enough to complete it. We delve 3 from the bound prisoner and then 2 because of the card, in total for 5. And we only have 1 card left, which is the red bound prisoner. At the beginning of the turn, I will move 1 progress to the bound prisoner. I will be playing Warrior's Instinct against the bound prisoner, which states that before a combat I can draw 2 cards. But before that, I will boost it with Wind Mastery. Let's draw the 2 cards. We have 3 from Warrior's Instinct plus 1 from the boost. 4, 5. 5, 6. So 3 from the card, 1 from the boost, which is 4, 5, 6. Enough to narrowly complete it with enough progress to not attach it to Scorn. We will discard the 2 cards, and at the end of the turn we need to refill the challenges, but there are no more challenges, which means we go into the fight against Scorn. We won't need the well deck. I will put it off screen. We will be fighting the Field of Infinity version of Scorn. It requires 20 progress. If we roll a darkness, we will need to discard a card when we attempt this challenge. If failed and you roll darkness, discard 1 extra card for each card attached to Scorn. It doesn't have any cards attached to it, so we will just discard 1 card. For the challenges, we have the Witness. If completed or discarded, we flip this challenge. It has no effect if we fail it. And if we complete it, Scorn gets vulnerable. We have Implacable. If we fail it, we take 1 damage. When a darkness is rolled, every seeker must discard 1 card at random, and this is a global effect. If you complete or discard this challenge, we flip it. We have Reprisal. Each time you put 1 or more progress on this challenge, we suffer 1 damage. If we complete or discard this challenge, we flip it over. And the Justice. This card has 3 more difficulty per face down challenge in play. And if we complete it or discard it, we need to flip the card. It starts with 9 progress. Let's play first Fist of Wind. It says that if we fail a combat, we get to ignore the penalty. Let's go against Implacable. have 2 progress from the Fist of Wind and 2 progress from the dice, for a total of 4. We discard the card and move on to the next turn. For the next turn, I will be playing Knockout against Reprisal. I will first use the ability of Naz in order to move 1 progress to Justice. Knockout says before this action, you may discard the challenge with progress on it, and I will discard 1 progress to flip Justice face down. It says that all challenges have +2 difficulty, and now the Well Master is vulnerable to blue. Let's roll the dice. But before that, I will also use Inevitable in order to add 3 to combat. We have 3 from Knockout, 3 from combat, and 3 from dice for 9. Is enough to complete Reprisal, but since we add progress on it, we also suffer 1 damage. We go down to 3 and we turn the card face down. We discard the cards that we use. Now Scorn is vulnerable to red, but each time a challenge inflicts damage, we will also take 1 extra damage. We're getting close to not having enough cards and need to exhaust, and if we draw the 3rd card, we will lose the game. I will play Leadership, and in order to remove an exhaustion, I will need to boost it. Let's boost it with Quick Thinking because we have no puzzles. And I will use it against the Witness. Yeah, I will use it against the Witness. One from Leadership, 1 from the boost, and 2 from the dice for a total of 4. Because Leadership was boosted, we get to charge our Lantern or discard an exhaustion. I will discard Hunted and shuffle it into the deck. At the beginning of the next turn, I will discard Tidal Force, which says discard at the start of any turn to redistribute progress between the cards as you wish, and I will take the 7 progress and add it to Scorn. The next card that I will play is Shroud. I have no cards to boost it, so it only adds 2 progress, and I will go against Scorn because I have no cards to discard. 2, we have gone with a blue card, and we have rolled no blue dice. We add 2 more progress to Scorn. We rolled a Darkness. We would need to discard 1 card from Scorn and 1 card from Implacable, but we have no more cards to discard. We end our turn, and at the beginning of the next turn, we need to exhaust and draw up a new hand of cards. We draw Estranged. It says that if Valora plays Noble Education and fails a challenge, lose the game, but we're not playing with Valora. Let's draw the 8 cards to form our new hand. Seven. 8. I will use Rush against the Witness. Ooh. We didn't roll any dice of the correct color. We add 3 progress. And since we have rolled a Darkness, we need to discard 1 card at random. Which is Probe. brush says that after this action we draw one card. At the beginning of the next turn, I will add one progress from the witness and add it to Scorn. We will play Shattering Blow. Before this action, we need to discard one card. If we cannot discard this action instead of resolving it, and we will discard Duel of Honor. We use the red card, and we count the red dice and the light. 5, 6, 7. At the end of the turn, we discard Shattered Blow. Scorn has 17 progress on it. We need 20 and plus 2, so 22. At the beginning of the next turn, I will move one progress from the witness to Scorn. We have 18 now. We only need 4 more progress in order to complete it. It doesn't really matter. I will play Dauntless and use Intimidate. We have 3 progress plus 2, plus another 2 for a total of 7, enough to defeat Scorn and win the game. And that was the playthrough of Kinfire Delve, Scorn Stockade. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough, and I'll see you in the next one.